Hello gamers and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be testing Delta Force on the GTX 1660, which is the minimum GPU requirement to play this game. The GTX 1660 launched in 2012, has 960 CUDA cores, a base clock speed of 980 MHz and a 2GB of DDR5 memory on a 192-bit interface. It supports DirectX 11 and is based on Nvidia's Kepler architecture, aimed at delivering mid-range gaming performance at 1080p at the time. However, we will be testing this game at 720p with low settings and experimenting with FSR to determine how many frames we can extract from this 12-year-old GPU. Will it be sufficient, or are the game requirements just nonsense? Let us find out, shall we? We begin our testing with 720p on low settings and FSR set to quality. With this configuration, we achieved around 30 to 40 FPS, with the game typically remaining within the 30 frame range. Throughout our testing, we encountered several issues that were a recurring theme. The main problem was input lag and frame skips, which usually occurred during multiple explosions. The visuals were not impressive, but they provided sufficient details to identify teammates and opponents, meaning it was playable without dying too often. Off to a great start for this one's 1080p king. Moving on from FSR quality, we tested the game at 720p FSR balance. These settings provided many more frames than quality, but it also came with its own set of issues. There were significantly more frame spikes and skips, and while the input lag was noticeably reduced, it was still quite noticeable. One might argue that I am just a poor gamer and I'm using input lag as an excuse to save face. The visuals were not as impressive as those in quality, although the difference was barely noticeable. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for FSR performance. The settings that provided us with over 50 FPS and reduced input lag. With a resolution of 720p and FSR set performance, we achieved between 30 to 58 FPS with minimal input lag. Although there were a few instances of input lag here and there, they weren't as frequent as with the other two options. The visuals were noticeably poor in the settings, but it would be quite challenging to distinguish between the three. Please let me know in the comments if you could tell them apart. Again, thank you guys for sticking around this far. If you made it this far, thank you so much, and why don't you watch another video? There you have it, everyone. Delta Force running on the minimum GPU. What are your thoughts? Please share in the comments below. Cheers.